Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, I'm back. I'm tired. I'm tired. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I know you don't want to hear me complain about how tired I am, but throughout this episode, I'm going to be telling you just how tired I am. Yo, that right there was O. No, O. Just O. When you look for it, just look for O. No OH, no OUH, no OOO, just O. That's our girl, Keela. Let me tell you just a little bit about that song. I'm rude. Happy Anti-Valentine's Day. Yes, we're back for the annual Hate to Love You Anti-Valentine's Day show. Yes. One of my favorite shows of the year. I should be a little bit more excited, but I'm going to get into that in just a minute. But let me tell you a little bit about Keela, all right, and O, and how that song came about. I don't really remember how the song came about, but we had Keela on the show a couple years ago. She was on our prom edition, right? So we were on the way getting my daughter ready for the prom. It was a whole mishap with the limo and all this good stuff. And she refused to hang up, right? My co-host at the time, Delshawn May, shout out to you, Delshawn, over there in Texas. I don't know what happened to Delshawn. If you guys been rocking with us from day one, you know Delshawn worked on some special CP time. Like, he just showed up. Show started at 7. Delshawn be here like 7:45, right? All right. So Keela was just like, you know what? No, I'm going to rock with you. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up having to take my daughter to the prom, okay, because the little boyfriend had just started driving like the day before. There was no in hell he's driving my daughter anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was raining that night. And so it's like Keela heard everything from us, you know, taking pictures before the prom and, you know, him putting her in the car and us going to the prom and us dropping off at the prom. It was an amazing experience. At the time, we should have been, you know, like visual then. But anyway, she was our prom winner for that year. She was prom queen that night. She rocked it out. Her episode was the entire, you know, like first 20 minutes of the prom, like inside the prom. You know what I'm saying? The whole nine. Anyway, she talked about this upcoming track. Oh, you know, and y'all, like, we was cool at the time. Like, oh, like what? You know what I'm saying? What? What she mean? Like, oh, guys, like orgasm. Oh, you get it? You get it? And you know, another one of my favorite days of the year is National Orgasm Day. Yeah? And so a couple of months later, you know, I think the track might have dropped in the beginning of June. Beginning of June, was it? Beginning of June? And so here we are. We had to play it like all day in July to celebrate National Orgasm Day. So, yes, I thought it was rather appropriate that we play it tonight, not only because I was listening to, I don't know, some old episode, and I heard this song, and I was like, oh, my gosh, who is that? Who is that? And when the song went off, here I am talking like, yeah, that's our girl Keela with O. And I was like, oh, shit, yeah, we really need to play that. Yeah, so there you have it. Yeah, we can get that back in rotation, most definitely. Because it gives me the feels, you know what I'm saying? We talk about orgasm. It gives me the feels. I want to show some love really quick. I'm not going to pull him in just yet, but I really want to show some love to a very special gentleman. I don't care what I say to him, and I don't care when I say it. He's always, like, right there. Like, I dropped some information on him, like, right before the show just because I'm so far behind in promo. And he's, like, right here, like, just right there. Shout out to Mr. Coco Vita Coquito. He is always, when I need him, he's always there. He's always there. We're going to pull him in a little later. Once we talk to our millennial young ladies, I want to, you know, give him the opportunity to give his feedback from a older man's point of view, you know, just to be able to give these young ladies some insight on love and relationships. Because, you know, these ladies, I told you, we've been talking about it all week. These young ladies, they got some shit that they need to get off their chest about relationships. And, and you know, seeing that I'm way, 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 way older, you know, I want to hear what they got to say first. I want to see what they've been doing wrong. I want to see what these knuckleheads been doing wrong. I want to give them my 2 cents, and then I want to hear some older men just say, you know, how it was for them when they were their age, and then, you know, learn and experience over the years, and now what it is that they're doing, maybe not so right still, but maybe what they're actually doing right. You know, just to give these ladies some advice and some insight. So hopefully the gentlemen that, you know, I've talked to about this, they're going to call in. I know 1 or 2 did have conflicts, and they may not be able to call in. A few older gentlemen, you know, I thought they would be spot on with what they were going to bring to the table. But they had, you know, some Zoom calls to come up. And they may not be able to call in. Nevertheless, we're going to keep this thing moving. You know, my girl Susie is on the West Coast now, and I think she overslept. I don't know. We both been deep in the bed today, so Susie might have overslept. I don't know. Nevertheless, we're going to keep this thing moving. All right, guys? So, you know, as always, we always have some type of playlist, right? And I always you talk about shit about people and they just pop right up on me. Damn. All right, y'all. Here goes Susie. Let me see what Susie got to say, and then we're going to jump into the first track of the playlist. All right? What's up, Susie? Susie, you live?
Can you hear me?
can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I said, don't want to fool me.
I'm gonna let Susie get herself together for just a minute while I briefly tell you. Yeah, she gotta get herself together. She gotta get herself together for just a minute. Let me briefly tell you guys about, how this all came about. The Hate to Love You Anti-Valentine's Day edition of Endie Fiya. I promise you, I'm sober tonight. I promise you. I can't speak for Susie, but I'm sober. I'm sober tonight, guys. But, when it comes to Valentine's Day, I can't really say that I've had an enjoyable Valentine's Day since I was 18. And that's been almost 30 years ago, all right? And it ain't really because, yeah, it is. Like, damn. I don't know. My daughter had a discussion in her Japanese class yesterday if it was all about the fact that, this was a commercialized holiday, or if it was because, people really chose this one time of year to just celebrate and really show love. And for me, I know the meaning behind the holiday itself, or I won't say the holiday, but Valentine's Day itself. And I do believe that it has become commercialized over the years. But for me, I kind of feel about Valentine's Day the way that I feel about Thanksgiving. Like, why do you have to have this one designated day to show that you're thankful when you should be doing that, 365 days a year? So why do you have to have this one day set aside to splurge and show love when you should be doing it, all year round? And if you follow me on social media, you already know how I really downplay the word love. And, as my kids were growing up, we always did special things for them on Valentine's Day. We bought into the commercialized part of it. If they wanted the teddy bear, or if they wanted, a special bag of candy, or we always gave them a card, that has some little superhero on it or whatever. We did that stuff on Valentine's Day. But my ex-husband, we didn't acknowledge each other on Valentine's Day because, again, we did that shit. Okay, yeah. We did that. The others, you know what I'm saying? I had to think about it, did we? Yeah. We did that, every day of the year. And so I really haven't acknowledged the day as far as, the opposite sex is concerned since I was 18. And dude broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that was my first and only the person that I was supposed to be with for the rest of my life, and I know that sounds bad. You marry somebody and you think that's how you feel about that person, but no, this dude was really my soulmate. You know what I'm saying? I think we connected a couple years ago thinking that we was going to work things out, and it didn't work out. And I think ever since then, it's just my whole take on love has been, nah, fuck it, And Susie, we talk all the time. So I be in and out of men, I be in and out of underwear. You know what? And somebody probably listening whoa, wait a minute. I heard that wrong. I didn't say niggas be in and out of my underwear. That's not what I said. Okay?
Right.
I go through men, emotional attachment. I don't have that no more. You know what I'm saying? And so, sort of all appropriate, I think this is the third year for this show. Just a way for us to be able to, we have the birthday show in January that Sean and I have done for the past 2 years. We go all the new music from December to January 14th. Then, artists are putting out music right and left. It gives us the opportunity to be able to display more new music from the 15th of January up until the 13th or 12th of February. For the artists who put out new music from, that time span as well. Not only just to be able to give Susie and I an opportunity to unleash and talk about shit that I know is eating up, other people as well. This shit called love, and lust. And Susie got a show called Saved and Sexy. And when I first met her, that ate me up. Because, you know, I know a lot of people, I know a lot of Christians ate me up, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of Christians, they, especially like New Age Christians, that's something that they deal with. How can you display your sexiness, especially if you're single? Let me put that out there. If you're a single Christian, how can you, you know, walk upright and godly, you know, but you don't want to have to wear your dresses down to your ankle, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to have your neck all covered up, you know, your sleeves down to your wrist, and you know what I'm saying? You still want to be, you want to be able to show, you want to show what God gave you in a classy and dignified way. You want to still feel sexy even though you're saved. And so I was very conflicted when I first met Susie, because here I am, like, on the butt of that. Like, yes, I'm saved and sexy, but damn, how I'm really supposed to act, you know? How I'm supposed to act. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so that was another thing that I struggled with, Susie, like coming out of marriage, and didn't really know how to talk about this to nobody. I'm throwing out stuff for us to come back and hit later because I want to jump into this first track. But, you know, when I first got divorced, you know, when you are married, you know, over a decade, and I think we might have talked about this last year. I probably didn't get no good answer. Maybe somebody will chime in and give me a good answer. But when I don't struggle with this now, because I was married for over a decade. Now I've been divorced for a decade. And so I don't struggle with it no more. I don't give two damns now. But I'm just saying, it may be somebody else who is struggling with this now. You've been married, right? And all of a sudden you're divorced. And you're a Christian. And if you live by what the Bible says, then you're supposed to lock that shit up. You know what? Ain't no more sex no more. Right. You don't do that no more. If you're living according to what the Bible says, right? But how do you just turn that shit off? You've been sexing. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing your thing for 10 plus years. And then all of a sudden you divorced. Now, you supposed to just stop? What the hell? And that was something that I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, no. And you've been married and divorced? And married and divorced? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you just stop? Stop, because you were supposed to be living by what the word said, you know. And I know for me, it took a lot of praying. It took a whole lot of praying. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help somebody around. It took a whole lot of praying. You know what? And then you get to this point one day where you just be like, wait a minute, you know, because the flesh is so mighty. The flesh is mighty. I'm trying to tell you. And the devil be on his job. He really, it take a whole lot of praying. I'm going to just leave it right there. Y'all pray. Y'all just pray, because I'm going to get into this first track, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about that, all right? This right here, this is Chanell J. Wilson with Lights, all right? This is off of her EP. If it hasn't already dropped, it's dropping this month, but I want to say it's already out. Black Heart on the Table. This track is produced by Chanell J. Wilson and Hank Poetic Beats Marshall and Stonewall Stoneman Towery. You can follow Chanell on Instagram at Chanell, that's 2 L's, J. Wilson. Also check her out on her website at ChanellJWilson.com. Y'all get into this light, all right?
You can clap your hands if you want to. This song's about staying alive. Thought about giving up today, but there was something I knew I had to get to this world someday. So I gave up another chance. Can't let this pressure climb out this box. Won't be scared, won't be scared, no, no. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I know I'm gonna see it someday. There is gold at the end of my rainbow, and I know I'm gonna reach it. No, I'm gonna. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I know I'm gonna see it someday. There is gold at the end of my rainbow, and I know I'm gonna reach it. No, I'm gonna reach it. I'm gonna reach it. I'm gonna reach it someday. Reach it someday. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna reach it. I'm gonna reach it someday. Reach it someday. Thank you.
Ooh, Chanell J. Wilson with Lights off of her up and coming or either newly released Black Heart on the Table. Susie, what you think about that?
I'm going to reach it someday. I'm just saying. I'm going to reach it. I'm reaching. Some days I'm there and, well, hell. Some days I'm not. I'm there on most days, and then, you know.
Yeah.
Just saying. I like it, though.
So,
I like it. Keep reaching.
It's a little different than her last track, Black Heart on the Table. It's a little different. And I will say the sound is a little different than what I've heard in the past. But I like it. It's classic Chanell J. Wilson. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up, most definitely. And I can't wait. Either I don't want to keep saying either because this is February. So I want to say it's out. I know she's been doing a lot of heavy promoting of the EP, so it may already be out. So we're just going to speak positively and say that it is already out. Yeah. All right. So now I want to go back to the topic that we were discussing before we went into light. And just you know, as a woman, you know, deep into her faith, you know, what was it like for you when, you know, you went through being married and then going through divorce and then, you know, because that's just a big part of marriage, you know? How was it for you just to have to stop? I think she planned that. Just as soon as it was time for her to answer that question, that's probably why I didn't get my answer last year. Y'all remember, Susie's over there on the West Coast now doing her thing in the digital world. And so, all right, she knew I was about to start talking shit about her. Hold on, here we go.
I'm just saying, we're going to get into this whole talking shit after the show. I'm just saying, we're going to keep pushing. But can you, I just want to make sure you can hear me. I'm trying to make sure I switched up my headphones right.
I'm good. You're good. You're better now.
Okay, good. Okay. So, sex after divorce is not supposed to be a thing, but who am I kidding? Sex after divorce is a thing, right? Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's a thing. How it happened and how I liked it and if I liked it and while we were separated, did I do it? I would meet my husband because we were not officially divorced. I would meet him, meaning go home to where home was, and I hadn't made it there yet because I was on the road traveling or hadn't started traveling yet, but he was a little impatient and met someone in the process. Either way, I was still wife and I would show up because that was my husband. I didn't care what was going on. That was my husband. I'm there for it.
Right.
However, when it's all said and done, the ink dries on the paper and life shows up, and so does your hormones, right? Well, for me, I'm just going to skip past a whole lot of the middle part. For me, sex after divorce was hard for me not to resist once I had an encounter after I was divorced, because I never had sex with anyone else while I was married. Let's clear that up, just in case it's out there in the atmosphere. So with that being said,
of course not.
Having sex
Who
with
does that?
someone after I was divorced. Say what?
Right.
What
Who
said?
does that? Who does that?
Yeah. So I mean, people do it, but she, her, I, me. It wasn't for me. So
right.
I knew what I expected as far as sex was concerned, not just because I was married, but because I was older. You know what I mean? And it just, I knew what I expected. However, what I discovered was definitely not what I expected, and I discovered some multiple orgasms. And so I was like, well, hold on a second. Lord, I need a little help here, because this is like turning on a faucet that it's broke. How do you fix this leak? Because I don't know what's going on. I need that rush and sensation. So in order for me to have a life of trying to understand celibacy, because I wasn't ever the one to. I've had more nights now, not pre-corona, right? Not post, because there's still no sex. Pre-corona,
right.
Just want to throw that out there. I've had so many nights and a few years without sex as often as I have liked it to have been. But because I discovered the power of the orgasm that just continuously decided to come, and if you're under the age of 18, you probably shouldn't be listening to this, I'm just saying, and if you're a dignitary in the church, I do apologize, but I'm just keeping it real for those of us that aren't there yet, okay, because, we have to get there, and we're not all there yet, okay? So with that being said, I engulf myself with traveling. Like if I was, because I'm moving around, with travel nursing, so relationships wasn't a thing for me. Not one night stands, not no quick hookups. When when I was on the road, because I don't do that anymore, or travel nursing anymore. When I was on the road, I was never anywhere long enough to even establish a relationship anyway, because I was always there for work. So, and in addition to that, I was always in these small towns, and I love people of many colors, and we haven't gotten into the interracial part of things as of yet. However, I also am not gay. So I work with a lot of women, and some of the men that I did work with were gay, which I'm not knocking that. It's just you can't have sex with gay people is my point. So with that being said, I just engulf myself with work and doing Constance Corner or Authors Club or the Hour of Esteem with Nisha, Girls Talk with Nay. Like I would engulf myself with Saving Sexy Radio. I got to learn, got to meet new poets or whatever. So I just engulf myself with work to keep busy. And I understand, and that is how women, I understand how women in this life get so caught up in their career goals to where relationships are obsolete, sex the last thing on their mind, or at least the last thing that's happening to their body. But it's definitely on their mind. And that's just where I was and kind of sort of where I am, because I'm not much for masturbating either. Like I need warmth, and if it goes down, I need it to get up. I don't want something that's battery operated. I don't want to plug it in a wall. I need it real life flesh, and that part. So that's how I handled it afterwards. I can't tell someone else how they'll handle it. Find you a hobby, a good one. That's all I got. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else. Till I get something else, right now, that's all I got. Find a hobby. Right now, I program, I code day in, day out. Literally, I sleep with my laptop. That's what keeps me warm at night, believe it or not. Or I sit it on the nightstand when I don't, okay, I'm done with you, and I sit it over there. But if I wake up in the middle of the night and I plug it up and I get to working on my code, like, I have to be productive. And for me, I have definitely found out that keeping my energy to myself and not having a man enter me, I'm just going to be honest, does feel great when it happens. I ain't going to lie about that. But what I will tell you is that reserving your energy, because that's energy. You're trading that. You're trading your energy off for somebody else's energy when you're having sex, whether it's protected or not. Let's just be real. You trading your energy. I'm sorry. No, yours don't even match mine in the conversation. We're not even. You can't arouse my intellect. You can't arouse nothing else either. So find your hobby. Hopefully one that's lucrative, so then that way you can have an equal balance somewhere down the line. That's all I got. I'm barely saved. I'm here once a year.
You know what? You know. See, I had a quick comeback to you threw in and you was barely saved. Oh man. And see, and now I need so many more people who deal with me one-on-one on a daily basis. They really should be listening to this. Just off the strength of what you said on the very end, how you have to replace, and I believe wholeheartedly, when you lose something, you always need to replace it with something else. So that because the devil is always working, trying to attack your mind. And so, because that's his playground. And so if you dwell on things that, if you dwell on things that kept you bound or kept you, physically occupied in the past, then that's where you tend to revert back to. So you wonder why I stay so busy. You wonder why I stay so, focused on doing so many tasks. You wonder why I can't sleep. You know what I'm saying? Wonder why I'm like Pinky in the Brain. I'm always trying to take over the world because I'm always trying to keep that idle mind from being distracted on things that I know I ain't got no business doing. I'm trying to leave somebody's son alone. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do. All right? If it kills me, hey, at least you know that I was trying to live by the Bible. I was trying to contain my flesh, okay? She died trying, what? That's what my obituary is going to say. Put that on my headstone. Yo, put it on my headstone. She died trying to contain her flesh. Physically, okay? All right, I want to jump into this next track right here. I don't know about you, but every so often, and I was doing this before COVID came along, my mother loves to take pictures of herself, loves to have photographers take pictures of her. She's a little stuck on herself, right? And the older she got, she would do this probably every 5 years. She would update her obituary, okay? You talk about people that have living wills. No, my mother actually has a living obituary. So it's like,
I love it. It's has
of like full colored pictures, you know what I'm saying? All I got to do is just take it to the printer and have it printed out. But she already I can't mess it up, but she's already laid it out for me, right? And so not too long ago, probably like 5 years ago, I started doing the same thing. Mine is very, very cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? Nobody calls me, my family always calls me Nikki. Nobody calls me Nakia. So on the front, you ain't even got my whole name. It just say Nikki. It gives you the birth date. It gives you the death date. You know what I'm saying? And the inside is very, very young. If you ain't know me, at the funeral ain't the time to get to know me. You know what I'm saying? It's very simplistic. One or two pictures. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even gonna be no family. Ain't calling, inviting a whole bunch of people. This ain't no party. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting no invite. You ain't even gonna know. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know why I started talking about it, but it was good. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna come back to it because it was good. It was good. I got distracted by this track coming out. I got distracted. Damn. But we have these submissions from this record label in South Africa, Cape Town Sounds. I want to shout out Nicole Visor for continuously getting us new music for New Music Mondays, all types of genres she sends to us. And she did not. I lost my word there. She did not disappoint me this evening. She submitted 2 tracks for the Hate to Love You playlist. Now, last year, the I guess the route that we took last year was a little more sultry and seductive, and this year it's kind of love, these tracks this year just kind of love in general. All right. And so this track right here is by Paul Petersen out of Cape Town, South Africa. It's entitled "Dance with Me." Paul is with the Spirits of Joy group, and this is I'm repeating kind of what they stated in his bio. This track delivers a sensual, smooth, and killer hook, all right, that you can groove to. So they said sit back and sink yourself into this, because guess what? You just can't help yourself, all right? The release date on this is actually upcoming. It's 2/25 of this year, all right? It's composed by Jeff Hendricks. So y'all get into this "Dance with Me." This gives me an old, like, 80s feel. Y'all tell me what
Sound
you
like
think
it.
of Petersen.
Girl, the night is young, it's time for fun. Girl, just let your spirit free. 'Cause tonight it's on, the pressure's gone. Baby, come and dance with me. Lately, girl, it seems all we do worry about the rent, about the bills, and how we gonna get by. Doesn't seem that long ago that we were still listening to Marvin while we're sipping on red wine. Can we go back to when everything in life was you and me? I wanna feel again, busy loving, baby, can you see? Girl, the night is young, it's time for fun. Girl, just let your spirit free. 'Cause tonight it's on, the pressure's gone. Baby, come and dance with me. How did we let things get out of hand? Don't matter, really wasn't even worth the stress and strife. Girl, we gotta take it back, relax a bit, grab a breath and let it go, 'cause we ain't living life. Can we go back to when everything in life was you and me? I wanna feel again, busy living, baby, can you see? Girl, the night is young, it's time for fun. Girl, just let your spirit free. 'Cause tonight it's on, the pressure's gone. Baby, come and dance with me.
If you're just tuning in, you are live right here as Endie Fiya presents the Hate to Love You Anti-Valentine's Day edition. With your girl Nakia and our special co-host Susie Newton of Saved and Sexy Radio. What you think about that? You know what? If I had a man, I could see us like moving, like moving to this.
Nice.
But I feel old.
Yeah, that was good.
It's old. I just feel old with that. It's old. Like 1980s classic old. He mentioned Marvin.
A good old.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, shut up.
Yeah, I heard that. And the red wine, don't trip. For real. And the red wine.
Let me go find a picture. Let me find his cover art. Let me see if he's on that. He sound old. He sound real old. All right, well, so yeah, shout out to Nicole Weiss out of Cape Town, South Africa, for that submission right there of Mr. Paul Petersen of Sarah Joyce. Enjoy Dance With Me. Upcoming release, 225, guys, so y'all be on the lookout for that. I can't promise you that that's going to get in rotation. That's especially for the Hate to Love You playlist right there. So, top of the hour, guys, 8 p.m. Get some popcorn, because we got the girls coming in. I got some millennials coming in between the ages of 8 and 20. And they're going to stop by, and they're going to talk about relationships and love, and just how, I don't want to say COVID, specifically, but just how, these knuckleheads nowadays ain't shit. I'm going to just put it out there. You know what? They just ain't shit. These girls really got some stuff they want to talk about. One is an artist, and I would say her last track, but her last track was Superficial Love, and this is Zhanel. And Superficial Love was actually about a young guy who broke her heart, And I don't know if it was her first heartbreak, but she wrote a song about that nigga, and so it had to be pretty bad, We might play it at the top of the hour right before they come on. But dude broke her heart. She wrote a song about him, and, the song was on point. So, writing is always a way to release what is built up and what, you got built up inside of you. But she wrote the song about him, and so we have 3 other young ladies that are going to come on with her and talk about, just how they have dealt with relationships and, how they've dealt with, I don't really want to call it love, because I just felt like at the age of, between 18 and 20, what do you really know about love? You know what I'm saying? Puppy love? Your own form of love? Love, lack thereof? I don't know. But they're going to discuss their feelings, and why they feel the way they feel right now. Because, you know what I'm saying? And I may be wrong. Because, 18, I thought I was in, love or... I thought I can't, who am I? Who am I to dictate their feelings? You know what I'm saying? So they're going to come on at the top of the hour. They're going to talk about just why they feel the way they do. And then, we have some older gentlemen that they're going to come on a little later and counter what these young ladies have said. Hopefully kind of give their insight and give their advice and say, you know what, I was a knucklehead back in the day. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that I did. This is what I went through, and now I'm more older. I'm distinguished. You know what I'm saying? Let me drop some knowledge on you. It's not gonna always be that way. You know what I'm saying? And then here Susie and I are, as the older women, to say, you know what? Yeah, we went through that same shit. You know what I'm saying? But look at it. Never mind. I ain't even gonna say look at us now, because you know what? I could just be like, that shit don't get better. Here I am, 30 years later. That shit don't get better. We should have brought on a married couple. We should have brought on a married couple. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's been married since they were 18, and here they are, 40 years later, still married. That, you know what? We've gone through the trials, we've gone through the situations, but we stuck it out. You know what I'm saying? We should have brought on that couple, but that defeats my whole purpose of the Anti-Valentine Day show. Yeah. Either way, stick around for these young ladies, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm calling them the girls. All right? All right, so Susie, I always feel like I'm interviewing you. I always feel like I'm interviewing you. It's an open discussion.
Right, it is.
All right, so somebody sent me a message, and they were just like, so this was earlier tonight. They read, kind of like what we were talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to know why I felt the need to, and I don't see where it was highlighted. I guess just in general, they said, that we will be talking about lust.
Lust?
So, lust.
Okay.
So when just, and having to, separate love versus lust or lust versus, love, at what point in a relationship do you stop and say, you know what? We on some different type of, our vibe is just different. You know what I'm saying? Our vibe isn't even, we're going in a different direction. I don't even feel this is love. This is pure, unadulterated lust. There's no other, we're not compatible in any other way. It's just sexual attraction, what do you do when a relationship just turns in that direction, especially if you started it out in hopes of building and taking it in a more solid direction? I think everybody has, when they step into a relationship, they have this idea of, wanting to build some type of longevity. I guess that's what people want now when they go into relationships. They want longevity. I don't know.
Right.
But when you get to the point where you get to this fork in the road and it turns and you see that there's nothing there but lust. Like, what do you do?
What do you do? As a single, as a single person, because, you have those moments. I can't say this much because that was not an issue, but it was definitely a topic that my ex-husband and I had while we were married during our 5 years. So when you feel like it's missing something or this is no longer here, like that's a conversation in relationships, as you say, when you start out. Well, not all of them, but in those relationships that start out with the intentions on growing and then they die off somewhere down the line. So it is a conversation that you end up having in what do you do, whether you're in a relationship, whether you married on the newlywed side of things, because I wasn't married 40 years, so somebody married 40 years can definitely respond differently than I can. And whether or not you're single and you experience that, I believe one of the things, my solution to my answering that for myself, not only just because of this question, because you're posing a question, is that, when you're getting to know somebody, you always have these little blanket conversations that really don't mean nothing at all, because you're trying to be cute and he's trying to be suave. Can we get past that? Like, let's get past this, and let's have these let's answer these questions that we would normally have, or let's have the conversations that that we would have at 6 or 8 months down the line. Let's have them questions now. Not do you want to get married? That question, we can wait on that one. But the other ones that I need to know, like, what are your plans? What do you like to do? What do you not like to do? And when you are having sex, let's just come on, because that's going to be a topic either way you put it, now or later. And when you are having sex, what do you like? Rough, not rough, passionate? You want to connect? Is it not about the sex? Is it about the conversation? Do you need a massage all the time? Do you want something in return?
Hold on. So you said the question about marriage doesn't come in on the second conversation. Like, you don't need to know off top that.
I don't personally know. Some people do, but I don't. I'm only speaking for me. I don't need to know that.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that's not on those first conversations. I'm having conversations about who you are, who we might be with one another, not who we might be 50 years from now or 20 years from now. Just who we might be with one another. Period. Because if If sex is like one of the main things that's on my mind, business is one of the main things on my mind, coding is one of the main things on my mind, you don't have to be into what I'm into. I just need you to understand that I'm into some shit. I mean, I'm into some things, period. Because that's important to me. Those things I was into when you came along will not go away. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Whether you want, Lord, I don't know who listened to this show, help me today because I was going to go overboard. Whether you want some extra pleasures in those areas of sexual curricular activity or not, whether you like to go out just because that's what you like to do, I'm a homebody. Men tend to think that when women say that, apparently that you're lying, but when it comes to she, her, I, me, nope, I mean just that. And they find out real quickly, and then I go back to being Susie and her laptop because that's just who I am.
Is this your first phone conversation, or is this like your first texting conversation?
This is like when the conversations are going right with someone that's mature. This very may well could be within that, because I'm talking about I have conversations that really go deep, and I'll be on the phone, or this other person and I would be on the phone because I have dated someone in the last couple months, and we were on the phone in our first conversation for at least 2-3 hours. So, yeah, some of this stuff did come up in our first conversation because we're getting to the meat of the matter of things. I love my teenagers because, nieces, nephews, cousins, all them. I love my teenagers. I love the younger generation because I was once that. I will never discount what younger people have to go through, their relationship. Never discount it, ever, ever, ever in my life will I. So being older now, having experienced way more than I thought I would experience by this time in my life, yeah, I skipped past a whole lot of those empty nowhere conversations. That doesn't mean a thing to me. I don't care about your ex. What that got to do with me? We don't have to have a conversation. It's irrelevant. Let's talk about us. I want to know about you. You need to get to know about me. That is important. What she did and didn't do is not important. You have to get to the meat of the matter of things. And a lot of times that means you got to choke or chew, which means when you're having conversations with someone, the older you get, especially the younger people that may be listening, when you're having conversations with a dude that you think got an interest in you, as much as they don't have as many role models now as, some of us did growing up, and the generation before us absolutely had role models. There's a different type of role model now, I guess. I put it that way. So when you having these conversations, you got something on your mind that is going to be a permanent thought or a permanent way of life for you that you are working on establishing for them 5-10 years down the line. That doesn't always include marriage in the first 5 years. It just don't. Let's just be real. It doesn't. So when you having those thoughts and you want to have that conversation with him, her identifying as him or whatever your sexual orientation is, I don't care. Whatever it is you feel like you need to talk about that's going to be important to you in 5 years, bring it up. Period. Cut through all the bull. It's too early. Listen to me. Hang it up. You'll waste a whole lot of your time, and you'll save a lot of time in the process by having those conversations up front. You'll kill that wasted time off top. Period. Point blank, bottom line. You don't have to be serious. I'm pretty sure I sound strict or mean or something. I really don't care because I get that a lot, and I'm fine with it. This is just who I am. But you can kill a lot of unnecessary heartache, save yourself some trouble by having those conversations that matter to you, to your future, period. Because he's meeting you and you're meeting him, period. Y'all getting to know one another. And if that's not what y'all getting to know, if y'all not getting to know who you working towards in that 5-10 years, even 2 years from now, we ain't got no conversation. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Nothing at all. It's not worth it. Know how to have fun, yes. I ain't going to knock that at all. But if you want to cut out those no-nonsense relationships where everything is just lust whether it be fashion, money, partying, sex, whatever. That means vain stuff. Don't mean nothing. Ain't gonna have no value when you're dead and gone. Yeah. Cut past all that. What do you really want to talk about? You can have fun. That's what you want to do all day long. But you can also have fun with someone that's serious about their future too. So there's a balance you have to learn. You have to learn how to embrace in one another. Everybody don't have that. You ain't for everybody, and everybody ain't for you. I ain't for everybody, and everybody ain't for me. That's why I'm still not married. I was not in a rush to get remarried at all. Still ain't.
I'm for the street.
Wasn't.
I'm for the street. I'm for the street. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm for the street. I'm for the street. I'm sorry. I agree wholeheartedly. I wish they were already on the line because that was some great advice for them. As a matter of fact, I think they just called in. And that I think that was some awesome advice for them. You know what I'm saying? I spend a month texting. I would text the nigga for a whole month. You know what I'm saying? Then we'll finally get on the phone, and then I realize that, you know what? I've wasted time. I bore very easily. You know what? And all that stuff that you was texting on the phone, I realized that you can't reciprocate through word of mouth. So
had you picked the phone up,
conversation that nah.
You could have ended that text. That text could have been cut short in an hour. You would have known then.
I'm saying that this, you know, we discussed me and my current dude. We discussed love language, right? And I told him I ain't had one.
Okay.
And he was just like, no. Everybody has love language. He even sent me a test.
Sometimes they don't.
Sent me the test. I don't. Okay? Listen to me when I tell you I don't. I think I know me better than anybody knows me. I don't. So he sends me a little test to take. You know, he sends me the little test to take. And I told him in the very beginning, you know, every morning you going to send me this little good morning text message. I respond. You know, throughout the day you will send me a little text message. I respond. At night, you will tell me good night. I respond. I told him in the beginning, don't keep up nothing that you cannot maintain. Okay? So that means if you start this shit, then you need to continue this shit. All right? So if you skip a day, I'm going to feel some type of way. Heaven forbid you skip a whole weekend. That's it. I ain't got no more energy for you. You skip a whole weekend, I ain't got no energy for you. All right? So you skip a weekend, I feel like shit is over. And I'm going to tell you, shit is over, okay? And then you come back on Monday like everything is cool. You're going to send me a little love test, a little love language test to take. And what happens? What's my love language? Words of affirmation. Didn't I tell you?
So
now you're expected to follow through with this. But now I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered because you slipped up and you let this happen. And I really don't want to be bothered. Hope you go back and listen to the show because I don't want to be bothered. I just put it out there. I don't want to be bothered. I'm going to get into this really quickly, this superficial love, because Zhanel is hopefully going to join us. And let you hear how she felt last year with Dude Broke Her Heart. And then we're going to speak to our millennial, the girls, in just a few minutes.
The girl.
right, if you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya, presenting the Hate to Love You Anti-Valentine's Day edition. You're live right here with your girl Nakia and my very, very special co-host, Susie Newton of Saved and Sexy Radio. You know what, Susie? I didn't call you Susie P. Newton tonight. I've been calling you Susie P. Newton for the longest. Yeah. Okay. All right. That right there was Zhanel with Superficial Love. Susie, how many superficial loves do you done had in your life?
Well, the ones that counted, sort of, that I knew was superficial, I would say maybe 5.
Oh, only 5?
Yeah, the ones I knew were superficial. Yeah.
Oh, dang.
The ones that I knew were superficial.
The line with us. Zhanel, are you there?
No, it's
Zhanel, are you there?
Oh, yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
So, you know, of course, we had to play that. I am great. I'm so glad to have you on the line. We had to play that just because we're talking about, you know, love and or lack thereof. And, you know, everything that you went through with the creative process for writing that song. And just because we have a few more millennials. Yeah, of course. We have some more millennials on the line. I'm going to bring them in right now. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Here we go. So we have them on as well. They sent me a message and they were like, "Who's that? Who's that playing in the background?" You know. But yeah, it's so important that that we talk about. We have open communication when it comes to this word called love, especially with our young black females, you know, and how it mentally, emotionally, physically affects them. Relationships, how it affects them, the process that they go through, you know, what they go through dealing with these knuckleheads out here today. So I know when I had you on the show last year, you know, you talked about, you know, the young man who crushed you. You know, and we talked some smack about him while you were on the show. But, you know, I have the other young ladies on the line, so I want you all to be able to just speak freely, you know, just talk about what it's been like, you know, dating in your 18. You're 18, right? You had a birthday already?
I am 18, yeah.
You're 18. So I think we have 2 18-year-olds, a 19-year-old, and a 20-year-old. So just talk about, you know, what it's been like dating from ages, 16 and up maybe? What has it been like? What's it been like dating for you guys? If you don't want to drop your names, the other 3, if you don't want to drop your names, you don't have to. If you want to give your aliases, you can. But what has it been like just dating for you guys?
Should I go first?
Go ahead.
All right. Horrible. Been bad. Hasn't been great. I told you about that last dude. In all honesty, he didn't crush me that much. I was like mad, but I wasn't that mad. I had been hurt more, to be honest. I think I was more upset at the fact that trying to get with him ruined my relationship with somebody else. Because even though me and the dude were just friends, like, he could have cussed me anytime. So I was just doing me. So it wasn't my fault, but it was still like, dang, like, really? Are you serious? Me and that dude, we're still friends. He's actually married now. He's 19. Yeah. It's absolutely insane. I was like, wait. He actually really hurt the girl that he ended up with when me and him were talking. Like, bad. It was like bad. So me and her are friends, which is super weird to me, but it's so complicated. Everything's so complicated. Especially since I was kind of like the mediator in the relationship a majority of the time. Like, something would happen between them, and I have to be like, wait, hold up. First of all, call him out. You're a gaslighter. And call her out. You're being too emotional. You need to be able to communicate more clearly so that he can understand where you're coming from. And I would just be like, okay, here's what she's trying to say. She's trying to say that you hurt her because of this, that, the third, and you need to fix it by apologizing and just being there for her. But yeah, it was just the whole thing. That was weird. Just trying to talk to guys my age these days, they only like I said in the song, they only want one thing. It seems like all they're about is sex and just, just doing that, just going from girl to girl, messing with whoever they want to mess with at the time, and they get bored. It doesn't seem like any of them want like a genuine relationship. So that's how that's been. Oh, and not to mention, recently, which is kind of ironic that you hit us up to like have me talk on, about how relationships have been for girls my age. I actually got stood up the other day. Yep. Yeah, I'm supposed to go on a date with the dude. Yeah, and like the day of, he blocked me on absolutely everything. I'm talking TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, blocked my number, everything. And I mean everything. We were even playing this one game, Trivia Crack. It used to be like huge in like 2014. We were playing Trivia Crack. He blocked me on Trivia Crack. Like he finished the game with me.
Oh, he's petty.
And then he blocked me after. That is insane. That's so messed up to me. I was like, are you kidding me right now? I wrote a song about that too. So, but it's horrible. It's fine though. I'm good. I'm okay.
Okay.
Anyone else?
All right. We're gonna come back to you. Yeah. Anyone else?
Hi.
Hi. Okay.
I'm not gonna say my real name, but my name is Spice Michaelis, and I'm 20, and well, let's see. Am I?
Oh, I'm ready. This doesn't sound
okay.
great.
So basically, I don't know why I'm laughing for. Basically, all right. I'm 20, right? So, I had this best friend when I was in like 8th grade. We were really good best friends, right? Well, surprise, surprise. We ended up dating by the time we got to freshman year. Woo, right? So, we were together. That lasted for like 5 years. And then one day he was just like, I'm not happy anymore. So I was like, who am I to hold you hostage? I can't hold you hostage. You want to be happy without me? Go be happy without me. Because if it was the other way around, I would expect you to let me go, no problem. Right? But then he made all these little backwards promises, like, we'll still be friends, I'll still come see you, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Me, I'm very, very book smart, but the common sense is not always there. So I thought that was true. And it might have been, but it didn't turn out that way in real life. In reality, it was not like that at all, girl. So that happened in, June, July? One of those? I don't really know because it's irrelevant now. It's a thing in the past. But for a while, I felt like I was going through an existential crisis at 19 because I was like, dang. Not to say it was my whole life, but you get to know somebody for 5 years, and then y'all stop talking to each other. The only time you hear from each other is on, like, holidays or your birthday, and it's, like, halfway through the day. But, like, you just kind of step back, and you're like, dang, well, it's over now. So before, like, I got over it, I was just kind of, like, very sad. I was very, no. I was never sad. I won't say I was sad. I was never sad, never that. Angry? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, very, very angry. Like, I used to wake up mad about this one specific thing every day. And then I was like, you can't do this every day. You can't be mad every single day of your life about this. Like, you're eventually going to have to let it go. It's going to be very superficial next month. Like, it's not something that you have to hold on to forever. So I just prayed about it, and I let it go. So now I've been single for, like, six months. That's just an estimate. Like I said, it's a thing in the past. I don't really think about it. So 6 months. And it's cool. I'm content with the whole, like, thing. We don't talk anymore. We don't have to talk. I don't want to talk to him. I definitely don't want him back. I don't want to date anybody that's like him, resembles him, none of that stuff. I mean, it's all love. It's never like I'm bitter, I'm mad or anything. No, none of that. I'm done. And I'm happy. I'm happy. That's it.
All right. What kind of crisis? I'm curious. Take your time.
I don't know how to explain it very well, but like this is the best way I can explain it. Like I've always known myself the whole 20 years. I've never been like an extremely angry person. You have to you got to do something really messed up to make me mad.
Okay.
So like I felt like this is gonna sound really, really, really weird, but I felt like I was having a very out of body experience where I could see like the normal me, the person who's very very calm, very chill, all that stuff. I could see a different person who was always very mad and very angry. Like I just met a whole different person, and it was like I was looking at somebody that wasn't me. It was very confusing because I've never met this person before.
How long that person when he showed up? How long was that person there? I just want to know.
He was probably there for like a month and a half. I made her go away very fast. I didn't like her that much.
No worries. So after the person you didn't know showed up, how much longer after that point did y'all before y'all ended?
Not very long. Not very long.
Right. That sounds about right. Okay. Because
I had a period of like, I just wanted closure so I could forget about it, and I got I won't say it was closure. It was not closure at all. It was kind of just like very dumb, and I wasted my time because I feel like being vulnerable with people that don't deserve it is highly inappropriate.
Oh, so, I love it.
Yeah, I just felt like that was like a really...
Drop that down.
Yeah, I am.
Drop that.
That was a learning lesson to me. I was like, you can't do that. Everybody doesn't deserve your vulnerability. I think that's very inappropriate, and I'm not the type of person who's I don't do that for everybody. When you first meet me, I'm a very reserved person. You have to know me well to get me to say stuff like, I was just talking about this with my friends. You have to know me very well, and I have to really, really like feel some type of way about you for me to be like, I love you, even if we're just like friends or something. Like, I have to feel a certain way about you for me to say I love you, or for me to actually, I won't say care about you, I care about everybody, but for me to like consider you, see you in a certain light, I have to care about you a lot. Yeah. So I'm not very, I love you, da-da-da. I don't say that very easily. I don't like people very easily. You have to be extraordinary for me to like you. You can't be just anybody. Yep.
Message, pick it up.
Or you sound like me. That's me. I don't, yeah.
Dang, I wonder why.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, girl. So, who next?
Yeah.
Who next?
That was good.
That's on next.
Okay. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
For anonymous reasons, I'm gonna go by my alias Janice. Yes.
Okay. All right.
My name's Janice.
Speak on.
Okay. I'm 19 years old, and my experience is that I have been happily single for 19 years. And
I love it.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out there. Like, I feel like in society there's this thing where people expect women to have someone all the time, and if they don't have someone, they're unwanted or there's something wrong with them. And there was a brief period in my life where I really believed that because I didn't have someone or I wasn't actively pursuing a relationship, that there was something wrong with me, that I was unwanted or unworthy of a man's attention.
Come on.
I just gotta say that that's completely false. There's nothing
Come on.
wrong with loving on yourself, with
Come on.
being by yourself. I've tried to force myself in relationships. But I found myself ghosting a lot of guys. I'm a ghoster. Like we'll be
I'm
talking.
a ghoster.
Yeah, I'm a ghoster. We'll be talking, and he'll say something, or he'll just spell something incorrectly in the text message.
Yes.
And something in my spirit will be like, Chad, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I deserve somebody who could spell this word correctly. You know?
Yes. Beneath
like,
me.
You know, that might
Beneath
seem
me.
a little extra. Like, to some
Yeah.
people, they be like, some people just can't spell. I deserve somebody who can spell.
Yes. I feel you.
That's right.
I feel you.
I'm not in the text thread at that point. They're like, where she go? I'm gone. Like,
know your worth.
I'm gone.
Know your worth.
That's
at
it.
a young age.
Right.
Know your worth. Set your standards
Right
now, and don't sink beneath them. That's you. I feel you.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with knowing what it is you want, and just don't settle.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. People say, oh, she bougie. Ooh, no. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's a pet peeve of mine. I'm a proofreader. So misspelled words stick out to me like a sore thumb. It is like big red letters. They stand out to me. And I hate that. And now with autocorrect, you can't mess up nothing. You just can't do it.
Right.
So if you take the time to look over what you send out, to me, that is showing, like, you just don't care. You don't care.
Right.
You don't care, damn it. I don't care neither. I don't care either. So, bye. Quick way for me to leave you on red. Quick way. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Got emotionally there for a minute. Go ahead.
Right, but you didn't speak nothing but facts. But something else stood out to me. A few months ago, I was on Instagram. I posted a little story, feeling myself looking cute, and of course, somebody slid up on it. He slid up, and he said something. He said something pertaining to, going out with me or having a crush on me or something like that. And I was like, wow, I've known this dude for a while. I would have never known. I would have never been the wiser. So I was like, it just didn't really seem like you were feeling me like that. Like, why didn't you say something? And he was like, because you just seem like you, how can I say this? He was like, you seem that you were on your stuff. And I just, you just seemed like you were about your business. So for a long time, I was confused about what he meant by that. And I was like, oh, did he mean like I was doing me? I was being successful.
Right.
I was focused on and ambitious on my education.
Right.
Doing whatever I needed to do to further myself in life. And he was kind of intimidated by that. Is that what he was saying? Like he knew that he couldn't just get my undivided attention because I was already, doing me.
Right.
So I was like, wow. So
that's exactly what he meant.
Like, he knew he wasn't on my level. Like, he knew, that's basically what he was saying. He said he knew he wasn't on my level and he wasn't grinding enough to even admit that he had some sort of feelings towards me. And I said, okay. I am one, like, that's kind of when everything kind of clicked for me. Like, I'm not unwanted. I'm not unworthy. I'm doing me, and men are intimidated by that.
Yes.
And they know what they can get and what they can't get. So I was just like, okay, right now I'm doing me. I'm loving myself. I'm taking myself out on dates, spoiling myself, trying to nurture my relationship with my friends, with my homegirls, and just living my life right now. That's what's going on with me. Like, I'm good. I'm happy.
So I have a question.
All right.
Okay.
So, because of the age that you all live in right now, and because so many, both males and females, are so open about their sexualities now, do you ever get, and people automatically assume, that you, when they see a young man or when they see a young female who is not attached to, a male or a female, does the thought ever cross their mind not only that they can't get anybody of the opposite sex, but have you ever been, falsely accused of just being gay because you can't get a man?
No, not me.
No. That's never happened to me. Like, nobody's been like, oh, you're not with a man, are you a lesbian? No, nobody's ever done that to me.
Because you run with so many females, is the assumption ever there? Do you ever get hit on by other females? I do all the time. I run by myself.
I have sometimes. Me and my friends joke around all the time. That's literally all it is for me. Like, me and my friends joke around with each other, but for the most part, I think I've only had one female in my DMs trying to get with me, but I wasn't about it like that. So anytime anyone tells me they like me or whatever in my DMs, I just tell them I'm asexual. I'm not interested, period. It's not you, it's me, literally. So don't worry.
Right, it's not that I don't want you, I just don't want anybody.
Exactly.
All right, let me jump into the Torres right here. This is brand newly released 2 days ago. This is On the Way. It's off the label Lionside Music Group from his up-and-coming EP, Something More Real. You can follow G Torres on Instagram at I_am_G Torres, or check him out on his website at imgtorres.com. Y'all get into this On the Way, featuring Davion Feather.
Funny how in a crowd full of people, all I can think about is you. I'm on the way. 2:30 laid out, I'm lit. Overdose tonight, only on occasions I sip. OTW read from the last text that was sent. You replied with a pic, almost caused my celly to slip. How you catered to my learning style. Visual assurance that tonight is gonna be worth the while. Me only in camera roll, got you lip biting with a certain smile. Red wine in the towel, fragrance floating around. Juicy couture, Viva La Juicy, of course. The scent of you from the door got me trying to manage my poise. Told me you're moist, I read that text in your voice. I chucked the deuce to the boys, I need to go fill that void, yeah. Now there's nothing left to say as I let this jealousy play. Cause I know you want me to stay. Yeah, say less cause I'm on the way, ayy.
I know you want me, babe, believe I'll be there in a hurry. So baby, don't worry.
Say less cause I'm on the way, ayy.
Cause I know you want to know your needs. I know you waiting for me.
Ayy. Minutes pass, numbers raised on the dash. Entering euphoria, every exit that's passed. At last, thinking time is of the essence. Got me trying to unwrap you the minute I'm in your presence. Look, flashbacks of our last encounter. Making garments disappear within that magic hour. Blooming flower as the water dripping out the shower. Move that towel, now just mount your hands up on the counter. I ain't gotta ask you how good it feel. Reflections in the mirror tell me how good it feel. Reassurance that nobody does it better. Lay your head down on my chest, let this feeling last forever, yeah. Now there's nothing left to say as we vibe to a little tray. Cause I know you can't help but wait. Say less cause I'm on the way, ayy.
I know you want me, babe, believe I'll be there in a hurry. So baby, don't worry.
Say less cause I'm on the way, ayy.
Cause I know you want to know your needs. I know you waiting for me.
Ayy. I just need you to
keep it warm for me, babe.
And I swear
I'll make you wait for long. Oh, yeah.
Okay, he said he was on the way. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya, presenting our Hate to Love You Anti-Valentine Day edition with your girl Nakia and my special co-host Susie Newton of Saved and Sexy Radio. That was the Torres right there, featuring Davion forever.
I'm on the way.
Yo, if he was just a little bit older and I was just a little bit younger, I'd most definitely be on the way. So he's somewhere in North Carolina right there. I said that out loud. My bad. I'm sorry.
You did. That was her inside voice.
Yeah. So yeah.
That was your text message voice.
I think we got one more. We got one more young lady. She's a little feisty one right here. Let's get her on the line and see what she got to say about love and relationships and all that good stuff. Who we got with us? Talk your talk. She hiding?
I think so. Hiding in the background. Can't nobody see you. Come out and play. Come out and play.
Hello. Hello.
There she is. Hey.
There she go.
Hi, it's Spice again. I have a story for you guys.
Ooh,
it's very funny.
Spell the scene.
So, y'all, the other day. All right, so let's start off. Let's start off last week. Some dude, I've seen him before. We didn't go to school together, but he went to school with somebody that, like, went to my high school. So, he followed me on Instagram. On, like, my birthday, either the day before my birthday or my birthday. And as soon as I, like, accepted it, he liked, like, 2 of my pictures. I only had 3 at the time. So he liked my pictures. Then, this is the crazy part, y'all. What was it? Was it, like, 2 days ago? 2 days ago. Oh, girl. 2 days ago. This is so ghetto. He sent a dog emoji. And was like, Max, leave her alone, Max. No. Come back over here. And then it was like, well, since I have your attention, hey, what you doing? And I was like, this is very
what?
Ghetto.
That is some corny.
This is ghetto. So I was, I don't understand why people can't. Look, man. Not.
Okay. Was that his way of getting your attention?
Yes. You've
Did
never
it work?
seen, like, okay, I don't know how, like, I don't know how it worked in, like, back in the day. Obviously it didn't work like that. But nowadays, that's what they be doing. They send, like, a dog or, like, a basketball. Oh, I'm sorry, my ball rolled into your DM. Let me get that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I felt dog emoji would be so very disrespectful. That would be an instant block. That's very disrespectful.
Yep. The dog just walked over into my DMs. He was like, come back, Matt.
So we now got virtual parks? What is going on?
Something like that, I guess. I don't know what kind of park that was. But, yeah, my whole thing about that, not only was it...
School me on that right there because, somebody would have sent a dog to me and you would have got cursed out real fast. Like, because I would have automatically assumed somebody was calling me a bitch right off top. And, they would have. I would have called them on Instagram. I would have had to call them out. And, so...
The dog is meant to get your attention.
Oh, that would have got my attention.
And then they just like say, oh, well, give the dog a name, Fido, come back, leave her alone, come back, Fido. And then they'd be like, well, now since I have your attention, hey, what you doing? And then at first I was like,
ain't nobody got time for that.
I was like,
block, delete.
I was
This
like,
ain't really
well,
what
hello.
factory what?
I'm doing homework. But then I'm like, okay, my thing is, obviously the girls done seen the screenshot. Janice and them done seen the screenshot. Everybody, all my homegirls have seen the screenshot, and they just think it is so hilarious. So then they stalked his Instagram profile, and they were like, this is not even your type. And I was like, I know. I just don't understand, like, what aura do I let off to these people? Do they just want to be like, hey, girl? I'm like, no, I don't like you. I don't like you. Why can't you read the room, please? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's like I attract the opposite of what I actually like, and it's kind of ghetto.
So you mentioned types. So let's go down the road since our other young lady's not going to talk. Let's go down the road. Chanell, what's your type? What type of guy are you interested in, or would you have be interested in you?
Well, at this point, as an 18-year-old, I don't have one anymore. Like, of course I have to be attracted to some degree, but I'm more interested in I'm more interested in the quality of conversation more so than anything else.
Okay.
I used to be into, like, the stereotypical, like, light-skinned boy. You know, like, I'm so over that. Like, they all look the same to me now. It doesn't matter. Of course, like, I have a preference because I'm, like, on the taller side, so he got to be at least 6 foot or 5'11". I don't care. Like, he got to be taller than me just a little bit. But other than that, quality conversation. He, like I said, he has to be attractive to me to a degree, but it really doesn't matter to me as much anymore as long as he, like, respects me and treats me well. Like, I'm fine with that.
Does he have to be a fan of music?
Huh?
Does he have to be a fan of music?
He doesn't have to be a fan of my music. He doesn't have to be. I mean, he could still support me, but he doesn't have to be, like, a huge fan or anything. Like, I think one of my ex-boyfriends, he wasn't, like, a fan. Like, he didn't listen to it. Like, he would stream it for me, like, to support me. But I don't think he was, like, a huge, like, fan because it wasn't that type of music he listened to. So he would stream it for me. He would share it for me. He would do all that, but he wasn't, like, a huge.
He was a supporter.
Okay. He was a supporter, yeah, and that's what I need. Like, I need somebody that's gonna be able to support me. Even if he's my ex-boyfriend, he still has my song shared on his SoundCloud. So I mean, it was cool.
Okay. All right, Spice. What is your type, or what type would you prefer to be interested in you?
Yeah. Honestly, okay, like I said earlier, I don't want to date anybody like my ex. So, like, and it's very specific. Like, I don't want to date no Travis Scott fan girl. I would prefer not to date a gamer. I would prefer not to date somebody who's, like, heavily into Naruto. Like, it's very specific. But, like, really, it don't really matter who you are. Well, what I'm trying to say is some people they have like racial preferences. I personally don't have a racial preference because that's weird. But, like, if a white boy walked up to me and was like, "Hey, girl," I'd be like, "Hi, hello, hi." I don't know. If somebody was interested in me, I would like them to not 100% like the same things that I like, but if I want to get in the car and play K-pop, I don't need you to be on the other side of the car with your face frowned up. Like, don't have your face tuned up because you're going to get hit. Like, don't do that. I don't want to date people who, like, I feel like I have to water myself down around because that's very ghetto. And no, I would not be doing any of that.
Right, relationships are not about anyone else feels that you should be.
Yep. And
now,
I would prefer that it be somebody. Huh? What did you?
Are you
repeat
in
the
school?
question again?
Do you work? school? Do you
Oh.
work? What do you do?
I am a sophomore at blank blank university, and I had to say blank blank. I don't want to say where I'm but
you want someone who is on the same path as you, or or what?
Yeah, like you have to be doing something. If you don't go to school, I need you to have a job. If you don't have a job, because I personally don't have a job. I run a small business, but I don't work for anybody. Like I don't work for any company or something. But like if you don't have a job, you need to go to school. Like you need to be productive, because I'm being productive. Like what do I look like being with you when you're not doing anything?
Well,
yeah, you have to be doing something.
All right,
something.
What type of gentleman are you looking for? Not that you're really looking, but say one pops up tomorrow. I mean, what standards, have you set for yourself thus far? What does he need to bring to the table?
Most definitely, kind of like what Spice said. We gotta be on the same level. Like, I'm in school right now. I'm a freshman at blank university. So, like she said, if you're not in school, I need you to at least be on your grind in another department. So, like, whether that's your job, whether that's you in a business, or like, whatever you're passionate about, I kind of need to see that. Attractiveness-wise, you gotta at least be, like, I need to at least be able to look at you. Like, I gotta be able to look at you. Like, a lot of people say that, like, looks don't matter. And I'm not saying you gotta be a model. Yeah, like, you have to be a model.
Stand you.
Right, you gotta be able to, like, look at you,
They gotta
but yeah, for a long time.
Yes.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with just saying that. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I'm not gonna, like, sit here and front. So yeah, you gotta also, like I said, you gotta be able to spell. Like, when I see that text thread, I'm gonna need all the words to be spelled correctly. So, I don't think I'm asking for too much.
I don't think I am either.
Yeah, I don't think I'm asking for too much.
No.
So not at all.
Yep, that's what would need to be there. Most definitely.
Yep. Turn your autocorrects on if you're listening, because she ain't playing.
Yeah. All right, does our fourth young lady, does she want to speak now?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I was just listening to them and I was relating a lot. But I am a freshman in a school. And I'm not really experienced in the relationship department. Never had a relationship, don't want one. Not looking for one. People try to get one, but they will not get it.
That's good.
Which sounds a little like big head, but I was just like, I don't want that.
Sounds like you're focused.
Yeah. I can't be distracted. But
That's
type,
right.
I don't really have a type. You just have to be, you can't be rude or like big head or like conceited. Race, no type, I don't care. You have to be attractive. I have to look at you like she said. I have to look at you for a long time and not have to turn away. With like I have to.
She ain't saying you can't be ugly, but I mean,
who's gonna love the ugly man?
You can't be not cute.
Somebody out there for the ugly man though, cause
yeah,
they're there. It's not me though. They're there. There is an audience for the ugly men.
Some dudes are ugly, but cute.
But no, some look a little funny, but like their personality helps. If they have a horrible personality and look like a rat or something, I will ignore. You haven't seen dudes that look like that?
There's
like,
an audience.
wow.
There's an audience for the ugly men.
But it's not me. But
let them know.
But yes. Not really my type. I like more masculine men, but I don't have a preference really. Like height, I'm short. They just be taller than me, which is really easy. I'm 5'1". Everyone is taller than me. I will not be dating a 4'11" man.
She made a statement. I need to pay a bill right quick, but she just made a statement. She likes more masculine men. Hold that thought. We need to jump into this
but
track
also
right quick.
Not scared to show the feminine side.
I got it. Hold thought. I got to pay a bill really quickly. This right here is Guyanese pop princess Jourdin Pauline with her latest track just released on February 10th. It's entitled Nasty. I got the unedited version, so hold your ears, underage people. This is off her up-and-coming EP, Love Songs About Nobody, #LSAN. You can follow Jourdin Pauline on IG at Jourdin Pauline. Head over to her website at JordinPauline.com. You might have seen Jourdin Pauline on America's Next Top Model, on Love and Hip Hop, on Ant Farm. Yo, go check my girl out. She's doing big, big things. You might want to go check the episode out of her. We had her here last year, back in July. This right here is Nasty. Okay, well, if you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya on our Hate to Love You Anti-Valentine's Day show, hosted by yours truly, Nakia, and special co-host Susie Newton of Saved and Sexy Radio. What y'all think about Jourdin Pauline's track, Nasty? I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself on that one right there, but you make sure you check out her latest EP, up-and-coming love songs about nobody, #LSAN. All right, so we were talking about the masculine side of men versus their feminine side. All right, how important is this balance? You know, men we're so used to our men being, Susie, talk from our point of view. We're so used to our men being masculine, okay, and being our protectors, you know, being our providers. And men are just so scared to be vulnerable. There's that word again. Being vulnerable and showing their, I don't want to say feminine side, but they're not so masculine side. Because when you say feminine, people always tend to lean towards the fact that you're talking about men who are gay when you say feminine.
Right.
But there are men who now are able to show their feminine side, to show women that they can be loving, show women that they know how to take care of a woman, show women that they care, show women that they can cry, that they have feelings, that they have emotions. You know what I'm saying? And I think it is important now, especially with all that has, you know, transpired recently, especially in 2020 Black America, that it is important that we allow our men, especially our Black men, to be able to show their feminine side. What do you feel about that? Not that gay side, but to be able to just let down, get that release out of them, you know?
Okay, so I'm all for a man being open, and I'm a little harsh in case you hadn't picked that up yet. So I mean, a man being in tune with his vulnerable side is all well and fine in any arena, any relationship, especially a straight one. Let's just be honest. So you being vulnerable in your heterosexual relationship is fine with most women. It is okay for me, but and when I say okay, I mean I don't need you. Could you not be vulnerable every day, not every week? Oh. Just because when I feel like I need to be vulnerable, then I'm going to need you to, because I don't want to share my vulnerable moments with you. We can't be vulnerable at the same time. That's my point. Because then I'm vulnerable, you vulnerable. Who the hell picking up the other one? I don't have the energy for that. So I just, it's exhausting. So I get it. It's important. Definitely embrace it. And it ain't fair, you know, I ain't fair about everybody for me. And a man being vulnerable is all well and fine. I just need him to know when it come to me, there's a time and a place for his vulnerability. Every day ain't it? Definitely be vulnerable. Just not every day with me. You know, I'm not the one for you. So you might want to, if that's your love language, because that's what we're gonna throw it off on that. That's the love language. Yeah.
Well, you know it's not my language, but I'm just saying.
Ain't mine.
Seeing that, you know, had a millennial.
It's important.
That she needed her man to be masculine and not feminine. I felt that, you know.
Right.
You know.
Definitely.
We have a caller. Maybe it's a man, and we can get his intake on that. Let's see. We've had several callers, but I'm kind of overlooked it tonight. You're live on Endie Fiya with Nakia and Susie. Who do we have on the line?
You have Robert.
Hi, Robert. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Well, I'm glad that you called in. Know if you heard our conversation, but we've actually been speaking to several millennials, females, in the past 45 minutes in regards to their take on love and relationships, and just how they're kind of over it. You know what I'm saying? They've been dealt some heavy blows by some let's call them knuckleheads. You know, and I know that I don't know your age. I don't know if I know you or not, but I'm sure that, you know, as a young man, you may be a young man, so say as a teenager, I know that you probably went through, you know, some difficult times, or, you know, with love and with relationships. And then as you grew older, you probably learned your lesson. You know what I'm saying? And then as you continued to get older, you probably learned some more lessons. And so what we're just dropping our knowledge to these young ladies from a female point of view. But since you're calling in, we would just like to get it from the male point of view. What words of advice or insight would you offer to young ladies to say, hey, it's not always going to be this way? Can you tell me your age, Robert?
I'm 51.
I'll take that as a no.
Sure. No, I have no problem. I laugh. Because you got some millennials, but I'm 51.
Okay, so here we go. We have a seasoned young man. So you can say, or a seasoned gentleman, you can say, hey, at these different areas in my life, this is what I've gone through. And you're not going to always face this with these gentlemen. And I just want you to just drop some gems on these young ladies and just let them know that it will not always be this way. From a male point of view, it won't always be this way. Could you please do so?
I guess I first and foremost, the question I always as I've got to be where I'm at today and still learning, and I take bits of nuggets and stuff from other individuals that I've listened to and stuff like that. The first question will be is, what are you looking for? That's the first question. What are you looking for? What do you want? Because we, as people, are looking for different things. A good sister of mine, as when it comes to church, her and her husband, good friends of mine, and one thing she told me was, you have those that's ready for a relationship, that's going in. You get those that's coming out of a relationship. And then there's those that just, they don't want a relationship. They just, they're comfortable. So you have to ask yourself, which three of those are you? Then you have to ask yourself, the individuals that you're looking at, what are they into? See, we sometimes try to play the blame game, but it goes both ways.
Yep.
I didn't see the sign. I didn't see this. No, you saw it, but you chose to ignore it because of the fact that when we look at each other, let's be honest, attraction brings us together. But what keeps us together, or being able to interact and get to know each other, goes beyond the physical appearance. Now is, what is it that we could talk about? What is it that we could communicate and everything? You have to ask yourself that question. Then sometimes you have to be careful, young women, to be careful that you don't get stuck or labeled by others of your actions, because sometimes, and I'm not trying to put this on the women, so please don't take this the wrong way. Okay, when you sleep with a man, or you get in a relationship with a man, be careful that if this is not the one, that you don't get yourself pregnant. Because what you're looking for, what you're really looking for, what you decide now, what I'm looking for, your past can hurt you. Your past can keep you from getting to that individual. Even though you say that shouldn't matter. But men, and most men that's in positions that you want to be with, it's going to judge you in such a way to which, not saying is right, but what they're looking for is totally different. Could be totally different of where you at or what you've been through. You have to ask yourself this question: why do I keep on giving myself over to individuals that don't care about me? Why do I keep on giving myself over to individuals that is not of the status that I want. So it's about understanding where you want to be in the next 5 to 10 years. Just like how we want to position ourselves in life when it comes to financial, when it comes to job, when it comes to whatever, relationship should be the same way. Nobody's perfect, and I was not perfect, so I don't want nobody to think that, but I want us to actually look at where do we see ourselves in the next 5 to 10 years, young women. What do you want to be? Don't get so caught up where if you really want to be married, then focus on finding that individual. And don't be so dominating to where a man cannot come in to your comfort zone and be there for you or be able to talk to you. Because sometimes where society has it now, it has it to where, you know, the women is going after the bag. It's all about us getting the money. But then when it comes to the individual that we want, you're so, I say, you've been running in a masculine way so much that now when it comes to that man trying to come to you, you shun him off, or there's different things. And we can do a whole podcast, but I know we don't got time. But those are some of the things I advise that the young women to do. Think about who you want to be with, how you want your family to be, where you want to be. You got to have that kind of like in the forefront, thinking out, you know, as far as, you know, your vision, like vision boards or whatever, what you want that man to be, what you want that man to do, because we cannot change one another. That's one thing I want you guys to understand. You can't change a man. If a man doesn't want to change, he's not going to change. Just like vice versa. A woman's not going to change just because you're trying to make them to change. They need to want it for themselves. And don't look down on somebody that's trying to come up. Because as young women, you know, in their early 20s, you might come across a man that fell on hard times, but they in the beginning stage of coming up. Don't look down on them. Because if you look down on them, by the time that you go through what you're going through, that man might be the one that was for you, but now he's at a position or he's at a status that which is where that man that you wanted, but now he's not looking at you because you made some bad changes, you did some wrong things, and the reason I'm saying that is this, is that when, and let's go for men too, when and most women, when they have 2 to 3 kids and have not been married, and they get 1 or 2 baby daddies, and I guess you call them baby daddies or fathers or whatever, a man that she really wants is going to look down on it. It's going to look down because of the fact that he might not want to deal with X, Y, and Z. Or you now saying that I don't want to have children, but the man that you want to marry wants to have children. Our actions comes with consequences. So, women, don't give up what is most precious to you or to the man that you want to marry, because of the fact that it can cost you down the line, and you find yourself in and out of relationships or that's not good for you, or in and out of marriage, married 1, 2, 3 times, but got with the wrong dude, or might not be able to marry the person that you really want because of the mistakes that you made in the past. So think about it. And it's not just for looks. It's not for finance. It's, you know, you got to look at the spirituality about it. You got to look at the mental part of it. it is a full circle of all that. And understand that if you also want a man to be able to take care of you, where you don't have to work or you want him to do X, Y, Z, you want him to step up and do all those things, what do you offer that man? And that's a whole nother level, but that's something else to think about. So it's something to where, as men, we need to be accountable for ourselves as well, but the women need to be accountable for themselves as well. And it's a two-way street. It's not all about, everybody said, go have fun in your early 20s, do all things, and then get married later. Well, that's not really, we was taught wrong because of the fact that it's okay to be married at an early age. How do you think that a lot of marriages got to have the 50th anniversary, the 60th anniversary, because they got married early? So don't think that you need to go out and party and do it up all through your 20s, and then now in your 30s you want to settle down, you want to do this and do that, but you already had your good years back in your 20s, and now the man that you might want to look for, he might not have done all those things, but now he's looking for somebody, and then now you get mad. Why do you want that younger woman? Because I can work with her. You already got mileage on you. You already got 2 or 3 kids with somebody that you didn't want to have kids with, but mistakes happen. All these different things. So think about the consequences to your actions to your consequences, however you want to look at it, either way, about what you want to do. And don't think that you have to party it up and be like a rock star, or go after that 6-figure income and focus so much on you to where you lose out on the man that could be staring you in the face while you was in college. But you just didn't think he was the one because he didn't offer much, or he was in the same situation as you was, and everything like that. It's a lot of things. So spirituality, the man is supposed to lead his family. Don't get so caught up where you have to do everything. The man is supposed to lead, and you need to see that in the man that you want to marry. Now, yes, of course, you got to date before you get there, but that doesn't mean you have to do all the things that the world says that you must do while dating that can get you caught up and have you in a bad position after you go through X, Y, and Z to find the man that you want to have. So, I mean, I like what you guys put together. I wish I was on here earlier. I was doing multiple things.
I know, because you missed half of the conversation. I was trying to not say nothing. I'm like, look, that's what we were talking about earlier. What were you with that? We needed you.
I know, but I'm a busy man.
That's
I've been
okay.
doing
we understand. Yeah. We appreciate your time and your input.
I do. Yeah. I know. Yeah, you talk bad about me. But anyway.
That just means I wasn't making it up. I was just saying the same thing. See, right there.
I know. I like to have fun because of the fact that it can't be always serious. You got to have a little fun in this, and to be able to let your hair down or let your guard down. I always say you got to have a little fun and laughter, because that's how the real conversation really starts to begin, and everybody be able to have an honest discussion and be able to converse more about what's real and put it on the table.
Right. There you have it.
So
I thank you so much for calling in, Robert. thank you for your insight and your words of wisdom that you did offer to these young ladies. We are down to the end of the show. Zhanel, did you have any closing remarks? I think our other young ladies dropped off the line, but I see that you're still on the line. Did you have any closing remarks?
No, not really. I didn't know that they left. He was talking to all of us. Sorry, I stayed around.
Yeah. Well, I just saw they just dropped off the line when he finished. So they took. Yeah, I'm hoping they took, his words of wisdom, and they will make them applicable to their lives.
Yeah.
Because he did drop quite a few gems. I wish, we would have had him on at the beginning of the show. And it's so funny because Sean was on, Mr. Coco Vita Coquito. He was on at the beginning of the show. He was on for an hour, and then he had a business call. And then we had another artist, 9 out of New Jersey. He's in his mid-20s, so he had some gems that he wanted to drop on you guys as well. But, he just came in from the studio, and so he missed everything completely. So I wish, they got earlier so that, we would have had just some gentlemen from the 50s, the 30s, the 20s that would have been able to just give you guys some advice, just to let you know that things as they are right now. You know what I'm saying? Susie's in her, Susie, what are you?
I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, late 30s.
Somewhere in there.
I'm in my mid-40s. Yeah, somewhere there. And so, just so you can be able to take, this information, and know about love and relationships and know that, we've all gone through this, as 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And it's not going to be this way always. And even at the age that we are now, you know what I'm saying? We're still trying to figure out, all of us, none of us are married. You know what I'm saying? We've all been married. We're now divorced. So I think the other two gentlemen, they are not married. And so we've all been through many different types of relationships and many different types of emotions and the feelings of love. And so, it's not always going to be like this. At some point in your life, you will find, or it will find you. You know what? You're going to get to that place that you really want to be at, that place of happiness. But, as Denise said, it's so important right now at your age that you, as this phenomenal artist that you are, that you focus on that right now. Have fun.
Right.
Be like Lori Hart.
Definitely.
Don't have your business all out there in public, but be like her. You know what I'm saying? If you need a man for every day of the week, do you, all right? And, these that are in school, if that is their focus on that. Don't lower your standards for anybody. Don't conform to anybody how they feel you should be.
Don't do that.
Walk with your head held high and do you. That is the utmost of importance right now. And remain strong in your faith, knowing that God is going to carry you through any and every situation. You know what I'm saying? And I know all of your parents, so I know that they're going to be behind you 100% to make sure that any and everything that you are out there trying to obtain, you're going to get it. You're going to get it.
Right.
Susie, you got any words?
I applaud y'all parents because, for real, because their parents was our generation. I mean, Nakia and our generation. So, but that's all I really have to say right now because you said it all. Staying focused is definitely important. I make sure I tell my niece that all the time, every time, and I pulled the Aunt Susie. That's right, baby girl. Keep it up because you're young. So definitely stay focused. I said what I need to say. Y'all got it. That's all I'm saying. Y'all got it.
I'm going to leave you with 9 cable service. We actually debuted this track right here on the show last Anti-Valentine's Day. This track releases to the world tomorrow. I'm so happy we played it here last year. This right here is 9 cable service. You guys have a good night. We'll see you on Tuesday. I'm sorry. We'll see you Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 3:30 for the West Coast with West Coast artist, Nels the Artist. Okay. You guys have a good night.
Yay. Peace.
Taylor about the fucking flag. I'm only here for a week, but I'm trying to get you weak. Let me introduce you to my table service. Yeah. Baby, I don't wanna leave you, but I gotta leave you. Table service. Yeah. My table service. Compliments to my table service. Compliments to my table service. My table service. Baby girl, I don't care what you've been through. Girl, we ain't got the time now. Pennies to the side now. I don't wanna hear about your issues. All I'm trying to do is vibe now. Mind in the sky now. Baby, let me ease your mind. When I say one time, you say two times. Lights off, baby girl, just whine. Just keep your body close to mine. Baby, I can tell you are the best. I can tell you different from the rest. I can tell that life be hitting hard, but I can tell you stronger nonetheless. I can see that you've been feeling stressed. I'm just trying to give you more than sex. Let me take you out that state of mind. Let me put you in a brand new dress. Turn the lights on, baby, watch my drip. Screaming through the night the way I hit. Baby, this is more than just a session. We can fuck around and make it hit. Screaming to the world who want that pressure. I'ma fuck around and make it lit. Spread your legs and let me get it licked. Do a show before I catch a lick. Yeah, I don't wanna waste no time. Turn the lights off, let me hit it from behind. Smack you in the ass while you're screaming, it's mine. I can see your stress, I can see it in your eyes. I don't play games, all them other niggas lying. Catch one of your angles, girl, you know you're looking fine. Sipping on some wine when you hit a little wine. I don't waste time, I'm just trying to cross the line. I'm just trying to make you mine, I'm only here for a week, but I'm trying to get you weak. Let me introduce you to my table service. Baby, I don't wanna leave you, but I gotta leave you. Table service, yeah. My table service, yeah. Compliments of my table service, my table service.